just thought I'd pop on here today to kind of talk about my hair care routine and what I do to grow it to this length and to keep it healthy. Obviously I do bleach it. My hair is naturally black and I have been bleaching it since I was like 13. So for 13 years, I guess, wow. Still able to keep it really healthy, and I'm just gonna give you some tips on how to grow long, healthy, frizz-free hair, even if you bleach it, even if you use heat. So yeah, please stay tuned if you want to learn more. I guess I'll talk about kind of my history with my hair. It wasn't always this long when I was in middle school when I started bleaching my hair, but even before then, I was going through a lot of bad haircuts. So where someone just went to town with like the thinning shears, like taking a lot of the bulk out of my hair so it would poof up. Going to like town with layers, so putting a ton of random short layers in my hair. So it really just became extremely poofy. If I have some pictures, I'll definitely insert them.
Yes, that's me, on the right, age 13 at a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party. Was it mine? I'm not sure. That's not what's cringe about this picture. It's obviously my hair. Short, poofy, frizzy. I obviously had some texture here that I was just brushing through. Not a good look.
So you can see how far I've come. But yeah, just a lot of bad experiences with getting it cut and styling it. So because it was so short and poofy and just really not manageable, those weren't good cuts for my hair, I straightened it like a ton.
Yep, that's also me. And where I'm going with all this rambling is actually a very important point. Cut matters. Layers, thinning shears, and a razor blend were not for me. This type of cut made my hair look damaged and also poofy and not manageable to the point where I just couldn't embrace my natural texture at all.
As we all know, that was really trendy to do when you were in middle school. Straighten your hair, leave the back wavy still because you can't see it, but the front is just like pinned straight. So I did that a lot, and my hair just kind of stayed the same length for many years. I just couldn't get it past kind of that middle length hair just above your shoulders or just at your shoulders. I couldn't get it past that. Obviously the heat doesn't help it grow. Everything that grows just breaks off at the end. But then also I just kept going to the same, not great hairstylist for me that didn't understand what my hair needed, and getting terrible cuts that just didn't even give my hair a chance to be itself and to grow longer.
I'm really on a roll here with these unflattering images. But here again, just to reiterate, cut matters, and my hair, and yours might as well if you're going for length, responds much better to a blunt cut with longer layers, as opposed to the soft edges look with shorter layers. So again, I say blunt and long versus soft and short if you're going for length.
I finally broke out of that cycle when I was about 16, 17. I finally got to the point where I stopped using heat and basically found like a no heat technique that worked for me for styling my hair.
Okay, I'm only showing you these images because I care. Am I allowed to say that this was in a Walmart? As you can see, my hair is getting longer here and shinier, and my natural texture is coming out. This is when I stopped getting the choppy layered cuts and stopped using a straightener. I think I was 16 in this picture. Overexposure was a huge thing in 2010. But anyways, just 2 years out from some of my worst looks, never forget the choppy ponytail. This picture is really proof that you can make big changes no matter where you begin. Finally, I'm adding this so you can see what I mean about the blunt cut. It's like a straight line. And as you can see, my hair loved it. Also, does it make me old that having a feather in your hair was cool when I was a senior in high school? Don't answer that. Back to me talking about my no heat technique when it was really the cut that did half the work.
My first tip for growing long, healthy, frizz-free hair is find a no heat technique that works for you to style it, that you're gonna use all the time, most of the time. Obviously we still use heat sometimes. I still use heat, when I go on dates or if I'm going out or if I want, to take a nice picture. But for the most part, day to day, I try to really avoid using heat. That's my tip for you, is to find some technique that you like, that, you're good with air drying, you're good with not using a curling iron, you're good with not using a straightener. It's really different for everyone. Some people, you have to put a lot of product in and let it air dry. Some people, it's less product and, style it in a bun or something when it's damp. It really depends. I will tell you what I do. When it's wet and I get out of the shower, I brush it with a brush, like I don't use a comb. If you have more texture to your hair, more curl, probably using a wide tooth comb is better because you don't want to take that curl pattern out. Yeah, so I brush it and then I let it air dry a little bit, like maybe 15-20 minutes, and I add product to it. Now, product is difficult for me because I feel like I find a product and I really like it, and then with time I'm like, wait, my hair is bad again, like it doesn't like this product anymore. You know, if you ever feel like your hair gets used to a product. And I've read a lot about it online, and a lot of people are saying it's not possible, your hair doesn't get used to product. Anecdotally, like from myself and from my friends, everyone's like, no, I know what you're talking about. It feels like your hair gets used to shampoo and conditioner, or you know, any after product you put on after you wash it. So this technique I've discovered recently, and it's been working really well for me for a little more than a month, which is good because usually if I find a new product that I like, it works for like 1 or 2 washes and then it's back to like, wait, my hair is bad again. This technique is kind of groundbreaking for me, and I hope that it can help you guys out too, because it's just been a huge game changer. But basically what I do is every other time I wash my hair, so I only wash my hair twice a week. So one time I'll wash it and I will put in an after product, be it like a leave-in conditioner, an oil, a serum, whatever. The next time I wash my hair, I don't put any product in it after. No leave-in conditioner, no serum, no oil. I just let it air dry naturally without any product whatsoever. And I'm finding that my hair, because I do have, you know, it's long, but it's very fine. The strands are very fine. I'm finding that my hair really appreciates that break from the product. And I'm thinking that it prevents that buildup, and it prevents the feeling you get like, wait, this product isn't working for me anymore. Like my hair still feels bad or whatever. That's my tip, is to change things up. Every other wash, don't use product. If you have thin hair that kind of gets either weighed down or starts feeling like yucky, I guess, either alternate your products, so use a different one each time if you have more coarse hair that really does need something to weigh it down, or don't use product every single time. That has been really helpful for me. So for my no heat styling that I do, and I could make a separate video if this isn't clear, but basically what I do is after I add the product to my hair, and I'm sure you've heard it before and seen it, it's a really good, reliable no heat method, is I just take it and I twist it. I twist it, this whole chunk of hair basically. You can also split your hair in half and twist it, and that way you can twist it so they're both facing away from your face if that's your thing. But basically I take it, I twist it while it's damp, and I just keep twisting it as it dries. And this sounds tedious and terrible, but especially if you have any bleach or anything like damage in your hair, this is gonna dry really fast and you'll be fine. It's just usually the crown of my head that takes a while to dry. I also brush through it a couple times just to make sure everything's like flat and smooth. And I basically, then I'm left with, as you can see, these kind of loose waves, just a free and natural look, and it's what works for me. If I didn't do the twist and I just put that leave-in conditioner or any product or no product in, my hair would have a very irregular pattern to it. It would be wavy in some spots, pin straight in others. I don't know if anyone can relate if you have multiple textures in your hair, but I do, and it's not a good thing. So if your hair can air dry pin straight, if your hair can air dry with beautiful, even regular curls, do that. If you have kind of mixed texture hair, I definitely recommend the twist method because it kind of gives some uniformity to it that can kind of help with the styling. So that's what I do. So in terms of the products that I use, you know, I've gone up through everything from like the argan oil, it's a 10. To me, it's hard for me to be loyal to one product because, like I said, I feel like with time my hair does get used to it and doesn't like it anymore. I'm having an easier time right now doing every other week, so I'll show you what I've been using lately. I got this from Ulta. It's the Way leave-in conditioner. It's the tiny size because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. But basically, this has been a major game changer for me in terms of frizz. So my hair does have texture to it. It does have some curls, some wave. I wouldn't say it's very tight curls. It's very loose waves, partly because of the length. The length pulls down my curls. I do have a lot of frizz, particularly I used to get it in one patch back here. This has completely eliminated all of my frizz, and I know that a lot of products claim to do that, And that's kind of frustrating because to me, your hair is your hair. Like whatever natural state it has is gonna be its dominant state. There's only so much you can do to change that. And honestly, products are kind of the last thing that are good at changing it. It's usually heat that will get it to do, you know, what you want it to do. This one really, truly gets rid of the frizz, and I don't know how, and I'm not sponsored or anything. And it's just been a true game changer for me. Less is more with it for sure. Even though I got this tiny little bottle, I have a feeling this is gonna last me a couple months, if not more, because the stuff is quite heavy. When I spray it on my hair, I do feel a weight, like an added weight versus when I don't add it to my hair. But that all goes away once it dries. So at first it's kind of, when I first tried it, I was like, oh my God, my hair feels really not good. This is gonna be bad. But that feeling is like totally worth it once it's completely dry and completely frizz free and you didn't use any heat to get there. So I definitely recommend this product or any type of leave-in conditioner that works for your hair, because we're all different, right? We all have different hair types, textures, amount of damage and color and all that. So the biggest tip, like I said earlier, is just alternating. So either alternating your products or every other wash, not using any after product whatsoever, just to give your hair a chance to breathe. And honestly, like I said, as heavy as this makes my hair feel, there's probably enough left over for the next wash, if you get what I'm saying. So I don't need to keep adding it. So very big game changer. The biggest thing for getting length is not using heat, unfortunately. That's just, there's really no way around it. But that doesn't mean that you can't use heat ever. So like I said, I still use heat, but I use it, you know, a few times a month, sometimes once a week maybe, if I have a lot going on, but otherwise it's not a part of my everyday. And that's also the benefit of not washing your hair every day, is that you don't, you know, once it's styled for a few days. So those are my big tips: not using heat, finding a no heat style that works for you, and alternating product use. The other thing that goes into growing long hair is genes. I feel like some people have an easier time growing long hair than others, and they might use a ton of heat and they might do crazy things to their hair. Obviously the integrity of their hair won't be that great no matter how great their genes are, but it'll still grow. Some people, no matter what they do, their hair has a difficult time growing. So what I can recommend for that is really watching any supplements you take. So biotin, collagen, those are all good things for building strong, healthy skin and nails. So if you're experiencing kind of that, you know, no matter what I do, my hair doesn't grow, try to add a supplement to your diet if it makes sense for you, and it could have positive effects. I do take collagen, vital proteins, but I've only started taking them this year, so there's been plenty of years where I grew my hair without any of that stuff. So it's really personal preference and what works for you and your lifestyle. Trust me, I've come a long way with this hair, and I'm not saying it's like perfect by any means now at all, but this was my dream hair when I was in middle school and I had the short poof, and I tried everything I could to get it to be flat and straight, and you know, now I finally got it flat and there's some wave, there's some texture, I like it. I will say the longer your hair is, the harder it is to add curls to it because it's so heavy, right? The longer it is, the more it pulls. So this isn't a look for everyone. I think this is a look for people who were traumatized by having short poofy hair when they were younger. Yeah, if you have any questions for me, please leave them down below. And if you have any other tips too, I'd love to hear them. This is what's worked for me. In spite of all the bleaching and everything I've done, I'm still able to grow long, strong hair. So thank you for watching. Yeah, please stay tuned for more.